Y'all, thanks for joining us. Out here trying to catch a fish or two. Got a new guy fishing with us today. He works up there at the school where I work at. He'll be here eventually. He's taking his time. He's a professional, so he's taking his time. He's gonna get down here and show me how to catch a fish. I started out with the addicted float, throwing the red and black. I told him I was gonna throw pink, but I don't have pink on. I have red and black. Beautiful evening. Hopefully the fish are gonna be biting for Josh. I want him to get a steelhead. That's the important thing here. So hopefully he's gonna be catching a fish. And don't get me wrong, I want to catch a fish too, but I want him to catch a fish more than I do myself. I've caught hundreds of these, so I'd like for him to catch a fish. But there's a beautiful one. Looks like sitting right in front of that rock right there. You guys ain't gonna be able to see him, but we're gonna throw out upstream, follow it down, just watch and see what happens. When that float goes under, be ready to hold on. And I still head on the end of the line, y'all. Dim said hi. Doing beautiful evening for fishing. Got to catch me a steelhead. There's plenty of them in here. You can see them. Doesn't mean they're gonna bite though. For sure. All right, that rock could probably be a good spot for you to stand on.
Okay.
And then I'll just stand back here because I'm going to be live streaming and talking to folks. Perfect. So if you stand on that rock, you can cast. So what happens is the person below you casts first, then you cast.
Okay.
And we'll just keep
going back and forth
Yep.
like that. All right.
Yep.
Good. You're using it.
Oh, Josh is down here. You guys got to say hi. Introduce you to Josh. First time he's been on the channel.
Hello.
He's like, I want to fish. I'm like, all right, let's go.
So here we are. Here we be.
I want him to get his first ever Deschutes River steelhead today,
Yeah.
or tomorrow, or whatever day he decides to fish.
Yeah, whenever. Today would be a good one.
Yes, it would be a perfect day for you to catch one. But anywho, basically what's going to happen is we're going to start in close. Okay, we're going to throw out there close. We're going to see these rocks. Our first cast should just be just past those rocks right there that we can see.
Okay.
And then we're going to cast upstream so we maximize the amount of time we're floating.
Okay.
If you want to watch your rod tip, I'll go ahead and make my cast.
Yeah.
See? And I'm going to try to drift down to those rocks, but I want it to go just past them.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to keep the slack out of line in case if that float goes under, I can set the hook real quick. And then once it gets down past you, you're going to open up your bell, just continue to let out line.
Okay.
And then keep your line behind your float. That way it's more likely that once your bobber goes down, you'll be able to tighten out that when you flip your bell, it'll tighten up the line and you'll be able to set the hook.
Okay.
So
perfect. What depth are you at right now?
Right now I'm at about 4 foot. So you can go whichever one you want. It's good to have different depths if you got more than one person.
Okay.
You know. What up, you guys? Glad you guys could join us. We got a good crowd tonight. Well, we had 24 watching this earlier. I got questions here. Nice fishing, yeah. I'm enjoying it. Trip 7 fan PTFS, however you say that. Wife's joining us. How you doing? Your root canal went okay? Good. And then once you feel like you've drifted far enough, you reel in, okay, and then repeat the because with the longer rod, you can drift a lot further and still be able to set the hook.
Yeah.
That's why I prefer a longer rod when I'm drift fishing. So that's why I've got a 10.5 foot rod, because I feel like it gives me the best chance if I'm way down there or way out there of getting a good hook set.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to go ahead and answer some of these questions. You go ahead and make a couple casts while I do that.
Cool. Sounds great.
So glad you're okay though, wife. Glad your root canal went okay. What we catch, and we're trying to catch some steelhead, doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'm hoping we're going to catch some. So, you know, you guys are lucky today. You guys get a video today and a live stream. So that's, you guys get two. You get a double whammy today. The wife says hi, Josh.
Hello.
Retro or Ron Retro, how you doing? How do you cook decoys? Well, the way you cook decoys is you saute them in butter, a little salt and pepper, a little onions, I think, maybe some garlic, if you like garlic. That's how you cook up a decoy, Ron. See, Ron, he's been following me for about a year now,
awesome.
And so like when he first started, I was steelhead fishing. You know, steelhead fishing can be a fish of 10,000 cast, right?
Yeah.
So he come and he watched the video, and watch the live streams, and he'd be like, came to watch nothing, came to watch count ripples and stuff. So you know, it was pretty cool. It was pretty funny. So so then he started saying decoys when I'd catch a fish. So I'm like, yeah, well, you are the decoy. You keep sending me these decoys. So, and now he's asking me how do you cook a decoy. Okay, I'm going to jump in here and do a cast real quick. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. And then as soon as mine gets down past, well, you can go ahead and cast now. You should be all right.
Okay.
So go ahead and take your cast. And you'll probably drift slower than I do because you got more weight on.
Okay.
So you'll probably drift slower. The wife says the decoys taste way too hard and way too plasticky. Yeah, I'm cleaning those decoys. There goes Josh's bobber. He's jigging bobber fishing too. Of course, he's got a lot of good gear, so he may decide to throw a lure once in a while too today. I don't know. We don't have a lot of time to fish. Only about maybe 2 hours to fish. So if he wants to stay down here that long, I don't know how long he wants to stay.
Probably will.
So the important thing is getting him a fish at some point before the end of the steelhead season. Hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah, I got a good feeling we'll run into one at some point. They can be a little finicky, but I got a good guide here, so.
I don't know if I'm a good guide or I just fish way too much.
What's the difference, really?
I know, right? Really, you're right on that one. What pound braid are you running?
I believe this is 20.
That's good size. That's
Yeah.
good size.
Nice and thin, but strong enough for a pretty
Yeah,
good fish,
yeah.
so.
All right, I'm going out a little bit. No Alex and Bella today, sorry.
Stuck with me.
So, you know, I would do like 3 or 4 short casts, and then I'd start working it out further and further, just so you're covered water. And then if you feel like that's not working, you can switch to colors and try a different color. So, watch out how far you cast up there, because it's too parallel to the beginning, get into that tree. Because there is a tree lane in the water down there. Yeah. No, Josh ain't gonna replace Bella and Alex. Alex just said it was too late for Bella to come out this time of day, so he decided not to come today. So Josh was like, "I want to go," so I'm like, "Let's go." You get you some of that bloody tuna and put that on there from time to time too, just to try that. Tell me, is there a fish laying in front of that rock right there? It looks like there's a fish in front of there. I would pull that up just so you don't get snagged up on it.
I don't see any.
Okay, maybe I'm just wishing.
I don't see any right
All right.
now. We got the no train line.
Maybe I'm just wishing. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna.
Okay.
Josh said he spent some time fishing for steelhead in where? Idaho.
In Idaho, yeah,
Idaho?
on the Salmon River in Riggins, Idaho.
Nice. So he knows a little bit about steelhead fishing.
Just a bit. I never was lucky enough to land one, but we did hook into a couple.
Really?
It's all barbless down there, so
Oh, I got you. I got you.
they're a little trickier to land.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they went to complete barbless on this river. I wouldn't mind it, but you know it's not like we're hooking them, so we're not hurting them. We're hooking them in the mouth.
Yeah.
I can see if we're using bait and gut hooking fish, but we can't use bait, so we're not gut hooking fish.
Right.
So
They should be safe. Should be a safe bet.
yeah, carefully place decoys in front of the rocks. You're right, Ron. Definitely are. You know, we got to keep them decoys looking real. You know, they gotta look. I'm trying not to bump my my tripod and phone in the water. So every time I stand up and feel like I get too close, I lean back real quick. When you get a minute, you can explain to the folks what you're doing. There, Josh. Even though I've explained it to them, they might want to hear it from you instead of me.
Here for me. Okay.
And I'll put the camera on you so that.
He's got more of a. You're using a fixed float situation right now, right?
Yeah, I'm using a fixed float.
Yeah. So I'm not using a fixed float. I'm using something a little bit different. And I've got a sliding float. I'll show you guys as soon as I pull it back up here. But I've got a sliding float set up where I've got a couple bobber stripes up on the top, down to a couple beads, and then I've got my float, another bead, and then I've got like it's not a banana weight, it's like a stick weight, basically 3/8 ounce. Right now what we're doing is we're just throwing it upstream a little ways and trying to give us a maximum opportunity to drift as much river as we possibly can. And as soon as it kind of gets out here in front of me, I guess just passing it a little ways, I flip my bail over it, let it drift down a ways a little bit, just so I can drift as much of it as I possibly can. So that's pretty much our setup right now.
Yeah. And hey, they're like speaking.
Speak up. Yeah. I'm probably like turned away the whole time.
Yeah.
We'll get used to this speaking in front of a camera. But yeah, we're throwing it upstream basically as far as we can to give ourselves the maximum amount of time to drift down in front of us here, and then flipping the bail over so that it can drift out a little ways past us. We're kind of just alternating casts, starting by fishing this area right in front of us first, and then slowly working our way out as we go.
And then I'll zoom in and you can show them your riggings.
Okay. So here's what I got working right now. I've got this, it's a 1/4 ounce. Oh, there we go. 1/4 ounce black and orange. Right. If you can see that, I got a little weeds on it. And then I've got about 2 foot of, I think this is 10-pound fluorocarbon leader right here, up to this 3/8 ounce stick weight, or banana weight, whatever you want to call it. And I got a bead right there, and then I've got my 1/2 ounce float.
Question real quick. What does that bead do for you?
The bead on the bottom, it just kind of acts as a bumper so that my because like this has a big opening down here on the bottom. So if I throw it out too hard, it'll get
Show them
stuck.
that end again. It wasn't quite up high enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I throw it out there too hard because of that big end, it'll get stuck on this
Weight.
on this weight here, and you don't want that, or else it won't float freely. The entire idea is that you can kind of this thing floats entirely freely. And then I've got these two beads up here. This one is kind of so I can see if I end up getting tangled up or something like that with my line down here. It's a good indicator of if my float's sitting properly. And then this smaller bead just makes sure that my two bobber stops. I don't know if you can see that.
I can see it, so they should be able to, but I'll
Yeah.
see now it's out of focus that close. So
Okay.
yeah, the further away I think the better.
Yeah,
There.
so I got
See.
my two bobber stops up here, and this bead just makes sure that my, basically the same sort of principle, that this bobber doesn't go up over the top of my bobber stops.
And I have to say one more thing that I think now. I may be wrong on this, you guys, but I think having that bead there below the float. You see, when the float hits the knot, or whatever be the case, it could weaken that knot. So you put the bead on there. I feel like, in my opinion, that helps to keep you from damaging your knot. I don't know. That's just my opinion. So that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
My setup is, I've already explained it once, but I'll explain it again. I got a red and black jig. I got a barrel swivel. I got about a 2.5 foot leader of 8-pound test. And then I got a 15-pound bumper braid. And I got a fixed addicted float is what I'm doing. So, and then my braid, I believe, is 10-pound Power Pro. Should be anyways. It may be a little heavier than that. And, that's what we're doing. And another thing we both could do is add some scent to our jigs to increase our chances. And I got some up in the car if you want to try some.
Okay, cool. Yeah. If you end up pulling some out, I'll probably get a little on there.
All right, well, I'm ready to throw a line back out there.
Alrighty.
Come on, go down, float. Josh wants to see a steelhead. Well, he's already seen one swimming.
Yeah, we did catch a glimpse of one earlier swimming around in front of the rocks. Not a planted decoy, it was a real one too.
What length rod are you using?
This one here is let's see here. This one's a 9-foot medium.
Oh, that's a good float rod.
Yeah, it's an Okuma SST. A good solid.
Yeah.
We were just talking earlier. Okuma makes it really good.
They do. For the price, I mean, and it's affordable too.
Right, yeah.
It's affordable.
It's no Loomis, it's not a $600 rod by any means. It's a great rod. I've had this one for a couple of years. I've caught some pretty big browns up in eastern Washington with it.
I got to get back into. I got to get more into the brown game. I mean, we got some really good brown trout fisheries up out of Bend.
Okay.
And actually on the upper D shoots. This part of the D shoots don't have any browns for some reason.
Interesting.
But the upper D shoots have, some dynamite steelhead fishing. Or not steelhead fishing, but brown trout fishing.
They get pretty big.
Yeah. They catch them, 20 some inches long.
Yeah.
So
That's a nice fish.
pretty nice fishing. Some parts of the river that I fish up there, they catch them using marabou jigs like what we're doing here for steelhead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I was, when I was catching them on this rod, I was using, believe it or not, like streamers, like you'd use
Yeah.
to fly fishing.
Yeah,
Big streamers.
I've got streamers in my pocket actually. He says, "Wow, Josh Fisherman explains it so even a till man can't understand it." So you've done a good job of explaining it.
Good, I'm glad. Explaining things is my job, so.
Yeah, well, you are a teacher,
Yeah.
so it kind of is your job, right? Mostly 66, what's going on? Yeah, well, they might be scared of decoys. He just got to saying, a brown trout's probably scared of decoys. And I'm like, yeah, they probably are. Fishy things, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you say hi in a while on the channel. Sorry if we're not catching fish. These are fish have 10,000 casts, so it might be a lot of casts and not a lot of reeling. But there will be days to where we're reeling them in instead of just fishing. Unfortunately, some fish are just that hard to catch at times. Unfortunately.
Especially these guys. They're notorious for being elusive, difficult to run into.
But yeah, I mean, the beautiful thing about fishing for different species is you get different style of fish that are a little more hesitant to bite than others.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, if we could use bait, we might catch more steelhead. Or even if we were able to use soft plastics, I feel like, because then you're throwing stuff that's more moving, like real, you know.
Yeah, like an actual bait fish or an actual, something living.
About to start the same mission on mission, huh? Cool, right on. Hopefully you'll catch a fish on that mission. You just got done doing some sturgeon fishing not too long ago too, though. They're fishy things, huh?
Sturgeon fishing is fun.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it. My biggest one's 12 and a half foot.
Really?
Yeah.
I've only caught 4 foot is the biggest one I've ever caught.
Well, when I go sturgeon fishing again, maybe you'll go.
That would be awesome. Yeah,
We'll see if I don't like catching those 12 footers. They're a lot of work. I like the 4 to 9 footers.
Okay.
Yeah, they're more manageable fish.
You guys go up to the Columbia from
Yeah,
Days?
yeah.
Okay, cool. You know, it's crazy. We're fishing them on the same river. I just was fishing them way up north towards Canada.
Yeah.
The falls and stuff.
They got some big ones over that way, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
When you were in Idaho, did you do any of the catfishing over there?
Not a ton. I fished on Lake Ponderay a little bit. We catch channel cats every once in a while out there, but I've never really targeted them all that much. I've fished for blue cats in the Potomac, like over on the east coast, and those are pretty fun.
Oh, you spent some time on the East Coast?
Yeah.
Nice.
Those can get to be real big fish.
I spent some time fishing for blue cats and flatheads in Missouri when I was growing up.
Yeah, those blue cats are fun. They get big and they're aggressive.
Yeah. Fishy things. Maybe one of these days you'll interview me on your show. One of these days, maybe. See, I don't get reception at my house, so I can't really say that I can do a show like that. But that would be cool to be interviewed on your channel there. That'd be pretty cool. Fishy Things. He's a YouTuber out of I forget what state, but he has this show where he interviews other YouTube fishermen on it.
Nice.
So
That's super cool.
that is cool of him. Maybe someday you'll start a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I would love to. It's something that's been on my radar for a long time.
See, I got started so late. I mean, and the thing was by the time I had found out about YouTube, it was already like past its prime for the fishing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like I kept seeing this thing about YouTube, and so I started watching these instead of watching it on YouTube because I didn't know what YouTube was. I started watching them. You know, I was looking for fishing things on the internet, and this YouTube stuff would pop up, and then I started watching these YouTube channels on the internet instead of on YouTube. And then I was like, "Why? What is it?" And so she hooked me up with the YouTube account.
Oh, nice.
Then I started watching more YouTube channels, fishing channels, and then I'm like, I need to be doing this YouTube stuff. So it took me 2 years to get my first camera before I could start making YouTube channels. So I've been doing it for 6 years, and I've known about it for 8 years. So,
Nice.
like awesome. The height of the YouTube channel fishing was, I think, during 2012 to 2016. I think is what it was.
I would say probably so. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to, back when those Guggen Squad guys were really big.
Well, they're still really big.
Yeah, yeah. But before they were even Guggen
Yeah,
Squad,
exactly,
they
exactly.
started selling their
Exactly,
they're
yeah.
selling nowadays. But back when they were all their own independent people.
See, if I knew about this back in 2003 when YouTube officially started, I'd be way on my way by now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I didn't know nothing about YouTube then. I think a lot of people didn't know about it right off the get go, and then the bigger it got, the more people started knowing about it.
Yeah.
So,
All you need is one big video,
huh?
It just from there you grow like crazy.
And I've had some good videos. I've had some good ones, but for whatever reason, it just hadn't taken off the way I'd like it to. And I'm not trying to really make money off this. I'm just doing this because I want people. Yeah, I want people to catch fish, and that's part of the reason why I do it.
That's the best reason to do it. You can tell when guys totally sell out and it turns into promoting their business and it's not not knocking it, but
Yeah. And you discovered a glad to be here. Well, yeah, I'm glad you're watching, Ron. You're a blast to have on the channel, man. Ron's out of Florida. I want to go fish with him someday.
oh, that's awesome.
That way, he can be funny on the channel.
Yeah. But he runs into some big ones right down there.
Boy, I've caught some 8-pound largemouth in Oregon.
Really?
Yeah, Prineville Reservoir.
Wow.
There are some big boys in there.
I need to hit that a little bit harder than maybe.
Yeah, well, basically, I was throwing a Senko for bass all day and catching tons of bass, but I had one rod out there on the bottom for catfish and stuff.
Yeah.
And it took the night crawler instead of the soft plastics.
Of course.
It's always what you're not throwing for them that they take.
Yeah, exactly. Trying something new.
But basically growing up, I always dreamed about putting out content. I just thought, if I got lucky like Bill Dance or, the older guys, the only people who were putting out content back then, Bill Dance and Roland Martin and stuff like that, I just thought it was always going to be a dream. And then once this thing called YouTube popped up, I was able to start putting out content. I'm like, yeah, finally get to put my talents to use.
Yeah, YouTube it's a really cool opportunity for people to, put themselves out there and explore their hobbies, the things that they love.
Exactly.
Learn more about the things that they love.
Uh-huh.
You got guys like you that are teaching people. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, you see, and like when I started fishing for Steelhead, I didn't have all this technology at my fingertips to do all that, and then now it's there, and like I can literally help people, get into fishing. And I've had people blow me up and say, "Oh, you're just doing it for YouTube likes. You're just," it's like, whoa. You got me straight up mistaken, man. I'm doing this because I want to help people catch fish. I'm not doing this to blow up a river, and it's like, people don't understand that, there are actually people out there who just want to help people.
Yeah, and it's having just moved here. I grew up fishing all my life in Eastern Washington and Northern Idaho, but you come down here, I've never moved to a new place and started fishing somewhere else really, and it's people forget how hard that is to try and learn a new river.
Yeah.
It's especially hard when people are so secretive and don't want to tell. I get it, but it makes it really hard to.
Ron wants to know if you ever fished Carolina for trout.
No, I have not. I have not. It would be really cool though to go do that.
I know. It's like way they make it sound for Carolina. It's like this hidden gem for like trout fishing.
And you would never think it.
Exactly.
But I've heard that there's some really. I've got some family in North Carolina, and they're big fishermen, and yeah, it would be really cool to go out there. It'd be a unique experience for sure.
Yeah, that's one thing about fishing mostly is some places service, some places you don't,
Yeah, totally.
And like, I like the places where I don't get service better than I do the ones with service. But the cool thing about the places with service is I get to live stream, share my day with you guys, and hopefully you guys learn something. Hopefully, I catch a fish, or whoever's fishing with me, like Josh or Bella, maybe they'll catch a fish and I won't. Like the last 2 trips, it's been all Alex. the first trip he hit 4 fish and landed 1. Second trip he hit 1 fish and landed 1. And I've had 1 bump all steelhead season so far. So at least I went home with the steelhead. 1 bump, 1 fish.
There you go.
You know.
I feel like it's still. I mean, I don't know for sure. Is it still pretty early in the season?
It is. It's way early. Most people don't even start fishing for them until October.
Okay.
And I think because most people just don't know they're here.
Yeah.
And the reason why I know they're here is because I spent my time fishing, and trying to figure out, when they're here. And so that's why I started fishing in September for them because, the first 2 weeks is really early, but, I got out here early this year, first week, first day I came, got 1 bump and took a fish home.
Yeah.
So,
They're definitely out here. I mean, we saw them.
Yeah.
We saw a couple of them. Definitely down here. It's crazy. It feels early to me because back home, whenever we went out, it was always like end of November.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got a lot further to go to get to
Yeah.
Idaho.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna go get some scent. I think that might help us out a little bit. It might
Okay.
not. So I'm gonna go get some scent and let you entertain these guys in YouTube land.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the camera right on you, and you can just fish, and you ain't even got to talk. You can just fish if you want. It's up to you. Yeah, that'd be fun. Get a bunch of YouTubers together and have a YouTube day, of fishing and stuff. That would be sweet. That totally would be sweet. I know. Stay Fishy would enjoy having you around. That's for sure. I know I would too. I like fishing.
I'm just switching things up here just so you can see what I'm doing. Setup is completely the same. I just switched up my color here because I noticed that we're using roughly the same color earlier, like an orange and black or a red and black presentation. And back home, I always had, I guess I shouldn't say always had, I hooked into a fish on pink, and people always recommend pink back home, so figure might as well give it a shot. This one looks like it's got some flash in it, a little tinsel, you can see that. So we'll see if that can stir anything up. Sometimes it's good to diversify and throw different colors, especially if you're fishing with somebody. That way, 2 colors in, you can figure out better what they're biting on.
Oh wow, that little cheap bobber does stay up pretty good, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
Yeah, it's impressive. It's man, what brand is that? Like Danielson or Peachy or something like that.
It's like I've always said, cheap doesn't always mean it's not quality.
Yeah, if it works, it works.
Kind of pick up that belly and get it behind your float. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Mend it.
Yeah, mend it. There, that's what I meant was mending. That way, if that float goes under, that line behind it is going to be tighter.
Okay.
So, because that slack in that line, that belly making it, and when you set it, it could cause you to miss the fish or you might hook it for a little bit, but you didn't get a pin good enough because of that belly.
Okay. Yeah. It's too hard to set.
Yeah, it would be a different experience to fishing for you. Try some of this Blade tuna.
Okay.
On there. Sometimes scent makes all the difference, sometimes it don't. And this scent will stay on for a long time.
Oh, that's great to hear.
It's this. It's kind of like more like an oil. So
Okay.
you know how oil floats.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of more like a gel or an oil, and so what it does is it gets on there and it just kind of just stays in there. I've got jigs in there from last year that still got the gel in it,
Oh,
on it,
sweet.
and I'm like, what? No, where else?
Yeah.
So yeah, bloody tuna, you guys, is if you want to show them some procure bloody tuna, you guys. There's this one, and there's also the anus bloody tuna. I use both of them.
Okay.
And then they come out with shrimp scent, and so
Yeah.
it's just good to have a variety of different shrimps. I since I got shrimp up there in the car too,
Okay.
but my preference is the bloody tuna.
I got you.
I don't know what it is about the bloody tuna, but
It
my
works for
preference.
you?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I remember I worked at Sportsman's Warehouse in high school, and we would get those, and sometimes those bottles would explode
Oh, really?
all over the floor. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I'd be on my hands and knees for an hour, cleaning bloody tuna off the floor.
Man, you can fling that out there quite a ways.
I think I got a lot of weight on there, which helps for sure.
It definitely does, yeah. We're going to follow his float. Maybe it'll go under, maybe it won't. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see it. See, this is like the only time I get the chance to follow somebody's float and let you guys see what's going on, actually. Because when I'm fishing, I can't really zoom in and do all this different stuff. To where with him fishing right now, I can just follow his float, zoom in and stuff like that. And that way you guys get a better look at what we're actually doing here. And until it gets so far out of focus to where I can't really keep up with it. But I mean, that's basically what he's doing. And I'm going to do this on the next one too, just so you guys get kind of an idea. See, it's nice to just be a cameraman at sometimes because then I get to show you guys stuff that I normally can't. So.
And I'm letting that thing go. I mean, let it go as far as you're comfortable with, but I'm letting it go up there probably 150 yards or so, maybe.
Yeah.
Way up there.
Yeah, and it is preference because, I mean, there's times where I'll put half of a 300-yard spool out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is the thing. You don't want to put so much out there that you're, onto your backing or whatever. And,
yeah. Exactly.
I'm not too worried. This is a big reel. I'm not too worried about it.
What size reel you got?
Let's see here. It's a 3,000.
Yeah, that's a pretty good size reel. It's not like a giant reel, but it's a good reel. Yeah. And I'm gonna try and get the splash when the bobber hits the water too. That way you can see the bobber hit the water. I'm gonna just pick it up like this. That way I can hopefully get it. Oh yeah, I got that on camera. Yeah, good. And then so basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna follow it down, and it's gonna get more in focus the closer it gets. This is all stuff I normally can't do, so I'm gonna take advantage of Josh being here, and I'm going to do that. Once in a while, when you see him pick up the rod tip, it's because he's mending the line, getting the slack out of the line. But yeah, there's no bait fishing on the Deschutes River for steelhead. So it's all artificial flies and lures. We can't use worms. We can't use shrimp. We can't use eggs.
So plastics qualify as well in the Deschutes as a bait.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that because back home that's soft plastics are still considered a lure.
Well, in most rivers you can use soft plastics when you can.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So, and I don't know the reasoning behind that, you guys. But for whatever reason they don't want us using soft plastics, so that's on them. So.
I've heard that they do work well if you're in an area where it's allowed.
Yeah, I've heard the addicted guys and a lot of people I know that fish for steelhead. It's like soft plastic, soft beads, soft plastic worms. So.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I would think worms and minnows too, but for whatever reason, soft plastics on the Deschutes is a big no-no according to the regs. So, How deep you fishing at now?
I'm thinking this is probably about, let's see here, let's measure this myself. I'm thinking probably about 4.5 foot maybe.
You might want to try a little deeper just to at least give yourself a false sense of hope by bumping a rock or something. Just don't get hung up on the rock.
So now we're going to be at about, it's like about 5.5 feet or so.
Yeah, and sometimes that's what it is you start out shallow and you work yourself deeper when it comes to steelhead fishing. And like I told Josh at work, sometimes you only got to be 6 feet out there to get a fish. You don't have to be way out there in the middle of the river to get a bite. I mean, these fish literally be hunkered into the bank because you throw out there and you drift into the bank and they'll hit it just before you start reeling it in along the bank. Pink and orange have been hot there, huh? Nice. The wife enjoyed that steelhead I brought home. She cooked it up. Pan fried it in some flour and salt and pepper.
That sounds good.
Oh, it's great. See, hopefully this year I'm going to get to do a catch and cook right here, build a fire right here, and
That would be excellent.
I do that every year. I try to do a catch and cook on the river. I try to do at least 2 or 3 because the fish are so plentiful.
Yeah.
So whether it be a whitefish or a salmon or steelhead, I try to do at least 2 or 3 of them a year.
Okay.
So, and I'm telling you, for eating, the whitefish is so underrated.
Really?
So underrated.
See, I've never even, you always get told growing up, because we have them back home as well, you always get told that they're like a trash fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason why they're a trash fish is your situation might be different than my situation.
Good question. They're not really, are they bottom feeders? I don't think so.
No, whitefish aren't bottom feeders. This is the biggest problem that people have with them. They eat the eggs, the salmon steelhead eggs, and the smelt.
Okay.
Of the little fry of the salmon steelhead. That's the biggest problem people have with them. That's why they're considered trash fish.
But to me, they're eating.
They're
eating good.
Yeah,
I mean, dirty food or anything like that.
Why would people? You got a belly in your line there. There you go. See, and why would people condemn them for doing something that they naturally do, which is eat fish?
Yeah.
You know. Red rooster tails. Yeah, that's a good combination. Red rooster tail or a black rooster tail looks really good for fishing too.
Rooster tails are always good.
No, the problem was I was working days during the summertime and the DMV's only open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I just didn't have the time to go get it done because I was working too late in the day to go and get it because I was working 10-hour days, and Fridays they weren't open. I could have ran to Redmond or Bend, but I didn't want to run that far to go get my licenses done. I'm going to get it done throughout the year though. I'm going to get it done. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to be driving the bus somewhat. Just because I want to keep myself available for different options for the school district. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get it done. No, not Josh of all trades. This is Josh of all trades is still in Washington. This is Josh from the school. He's a teacher. He teaches at the elementary school or the K through 8, I guess.
You could call me Josh of all trades.
He just said you could call him Josh of all trades.
Just kidding.
Yeah, the kids are pretty nice at school. They're well behaved, but you really should ask a teacher that. Are the kids at school well behaved?
Yeah, I'd say so for the most. I mean, I teach middle school, so there's always some behavior in a middle school classroom, but they're really good kids. They're really good kids.
There you go, from the teacher's mouth. They're really good kids.
They're really good kids. Great community as well. It's really been an awesome place to work.
See, Josh, when he first started working at school, was looking for somebody who fly fish. I do fly fish. I just don't fly fish as much as some other people people do. So he's like, I want to go fly fishing on the river. I'm like, well, you can do that, or you can fish other ways too. And so now that he's doing the jig and bobber thing, I think he's happy.
I
think
am
he's
happy. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've always, ever since I hooked into that one, or those couple down there in Idaho, I've always wanted to pull one up, but spent a lot of time chasing them and not a lot of time catching them. So hopefully my luck will turn around this year.
It will, because most of the people that I've taken out fishing their first year have caught fish. So
That's good news.
So, unlike me, it took me 5 years to get my first steelhead.
Really?
I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
they're hard to catch. Really.
And if you don't know what you're doing, it makes it a lot harder to catch them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so,
I don't know what I'm doing.
well, you obviously have some idea, because just by jig fishing, you already had some idea.
Yeah, I've tried. I mean, yeah, like I've tried it here and there and stuff like that. And I got a lot of family in Alaska, so I grew up fishing for salmon.
Mend your line. Now you can start letting out a little line,
I've done a fair amount,
but also mend it too. That way you stay behind your float. And when you mend it, you don't have to flip your thing. Just hold the spool, and then mend it, and then just let it go again.
okay.
Oh, you just had a bump. Did you see that?
Yeah.
You just had a bump. Sometimes that's the thing, is sometimes you'll see a bobber do that, and there'll be a steelhead on there. You'll set the hook, and there's a steelhead.
Really?
You'll just see that slight bump, and it's like, there's no way that's a steelhead. No way. They're too big of a fish to be a steelhead, and there will be a nice steelhead on there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
Well, basically, when they bump it like that, they're usually hitting it, and it's coming up instead of going down.
Okay. So in that instance, should I
You should set the hook.
flip over and set it as quickly
Yeah,
as possible?
yeah.
Okay.
You should, because it can be a steelhead or it can be a rock.
Okay.
But you don't want to miss out if it is a steelhead.
Right. Yeah. That makes total sense. Next time I will. I guess I was just kind of waiting for like a full
You're going to have plenty of those this year, I feel like, because it seems like you want to fish, so it seems like you're going to have plenty of those opportunities. But you're going to have bumps like what just happened, and there will be a fish on there.
I would be ecstatic if that were the case.
Trust me, it will be. Trust me. I've been fishing this. I've been doing this way too long for it not to be a fish from time to time.
Okay.
So. Yeah. And like, once you get to the point to where you can't cast no further upstream, you can start casting straight out as well. You can cast further out, because you don't want to miss opportunities on fish by just casting way upstream all the time.
Right.
So you're going to want to eventually throw straight out, because you'll be able to fish a different swing in the water.
I think I've reached my.
I think so.
Maximum
Yeah.
distance like that way. So.
Yeah. And you can still cast it upstream a little bit, just not as far up.
Okay.
So, let's see here. Flies and jigs, yeah. That's what you want to show. Mostly 66 your jig again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little wet.
That way she gets another look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, that's a little close.
Whoa, a little too close.
Yeah.
Okay, see, and that's just a marabou jig.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, this one, it's got some sparkle in it. I forget what they. But it's basically, like the stuff you put on your Christmas tree, those long strands of
Tinsel.
silver. Yeah, tinsel.
Yeah.
That's basically what that flashy stuff is basically tinsel, and it just gives it more flash.
Yeah.
So.
Perfect. Anything to get them attracted to it a
Yeah.
little bit more.
One thing I've always said about steelhead, if it's loud and it's flashy, not loud as in you can hear it, but loud as in it's like bright colors and it's going to blind you loud, is what I mean. It's going to work. So that's what it comes down to with steelhead, loud or flashy. So if I say loud, it's usually something bright. It's not loud as in it's going to hurt your eardrums. Yeah, it's not a chatterbait. Although I think you catch a steelhead on a chatterbait. To be honest with you, if you could get away with using the plastic, but you could always take the skirt off, I guess.
That's true.
Yeah. Anywho, back to. The wife's having conversations with other people on the YouTube. Oh, whatever. You didn't teach me nothing about no steelhead in 2007. I already knew about steelhead in 7. Woman, what are you telling people, huh? Yeah, bluegills and crappies, they're good eating. They're tasty little morsels, so definitely recommend that you guys are talking about bluegills and crappies. Definitely recommend that you guys eat them. Tasty little morsels for sure. Wife's trying to take the credit for my knowledge on steelhead fishing. How dare her? That's nice, wife. I appreciate that. At least you got the sense enough to have fun with it. Oh, I didn't have pink on. I had red and black on. I thought I had pink on. Well, for my jig when we first started, yeah.
I threw a pink one just 'cause
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. Come on, fish.
that's what they always recommend back home. So.
Yeah. See, and this gives me a chance to talk to folks, and while you're doing that, and I can explain stuff to them.
Yeah, totally.
See, so it's always nice to be able to do something like this from time to time. Instead of spending all my energy on fishing and then trying to bounce back and forth,
Yeah.
I can let you do that, and I can explain to them and have you explain to them, and they can see a little more. A lot of small fish jumping tonight.
Yeah, all up and down right here in the shallows, especially.
Yeah.
Still
What? You were at the Rogue River, one of the premier fisheries in Oregon, and you didn't throw a line in the water? What's up with that? That's a coastal river, the Rogue.
Road River?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
I'm not real sure what part, but it's on the coast,
Okay.
and it's good salmon, steelhead fishing.
I think I'm gonna try and go to the Wilson River or the Trask or something like that next month, probably in about a month from now. I'm gonna try my luck at salmon.
Uh huh.
See how I can do.
When they're in, they're not the hardest fish to catch when they're in,
Yeah.
like in the coastal rivers.
Right.
It's like it can be a fun fishery. I mean,
Yeah, totally.
I was supposed to go over to the coast in September, but it just didn't work out on my end.
Well, maybe we should make a trip over there sometime.
So, well, right now it's just because I'm hunting. That's why it didn't work out on my end. It's because I got a tag I wasn't expecting to get this year.
Okay.
Because my tag usually it's every other year or every 3 years. So, and I got it this year. I'm like back-to-back years. I'm like, what in the world? I never get my tags back-to-back years. So, well, I mean, I've gotten close. 3 trips this year. This weekend, that's what I'm doing is going camping for them. That way I get 2 days instead of just 1 day. Yeah, them crappies definitely are warm water fish, that's for sure. So are the bluegills. And they're tasty. Yeah, I imagine they do taste different when they're in warmer water because we do have colder water in Central Oregon than you guys do there in Florida. But still, I think they still taste pretty good there.
I've never had bluegill before, but crappie are really tasty.
Like I said, when I get some time, we'll have to go before it gets cold. We got to go get a couple bluegills and let you try them.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I mean, you seen that pile we got the other day.
Yeah, that was a whole bunch.
Yeah. Of course, when they're 10 inches long, you only need one a person.
Right.
Yeah, there's three of them that size. But the only one you really noticed was the one next to the small one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens. Yep, farm salmon is Major Gross wife. She was craving salmon one time, so we went up to the Black Bear, and she's like, she wanted to order a salmon dinner. I'm like, don't do it, don't do it, you'll regret it. She ordered it, came to the table. She took one bite and she's like, "What is that? That's not." I'm like, "Told you, you don't want to order farm fresh salmon.
Yeah.
It don't taste good."
It's not the same.
What was that?
But I feel like I just got a little bump on it.
Oh, did it do something different?
It did a little
You probably had a bump then.
bit. It stopped.
Because, I mean, you're not fishing because if you were hitting bottom a lot, you'd see a lot more bumps.
Right.
And I think you're fishing the right depth if you're getting bumped once in a while.
Yeah.
Because, like, when I'm still head fishing with a float, I want to bump the bottom. I just don't want to bump it all the time. I want to just kind of bump it once in a while. And if you're bumping it once in a while, it's either a fish or you're bumping. And that's what you want to do. You don't want to be boom, 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 boom the whole time.
Okay.
That's how you lose a lot of gear.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to be bumping it once in a while. So, and like I think you adjusted your depth again, didn't you?
I did. I added another probably 8 inches or so. So now I'm about 6 foot.
So yeah, for this time of year. That between 3 and 6 is the ideal. So you're gonna get bit between 3 and 6 feet, and you will be bumping bottom once in a while. You're not gonna be bumping it all the time. 3 feet, you'll never bump bottom here. If you go down that in 3 feet, you're gonna bump bottom down there. But you're gonna only be bumping, like I said, anyways. Once if you want to catch more fish. So, like today, we don't have a lot of time, so spending our time here ain't gonna hurt us none.
Right.
You know.
Especially if we saw a couple of them in here, and I got potentially bumped once or twice, maybe.
No, I definitely think you got bumped a couple times. You just didn't know it was a proper bite.
Yeah, I just thought it was I thought I snagged bottom a little bit or something.
It's just when those bumps like that happen, like that one when I told you for sure, I thought it was a bite. It was one of them subtle bites, and it kind of went up instead of down.
Yeah.
And so that was definitely a bite. Because if it goes up, it's always going to be a bite. If it goes down, it's never going to be. Oh, I didn't mean to say never. If it goes down, it could be the bottom. Because
that one right up there.
Yeah.
It definitely.
Yep, cold water definitely helps the fish taste better. For sure. Sea bear, what's a sea bear shell, wife? She's talking about sea bear shells. I don't know what a sea bear shell. Best salmon and crab. Maybe it's a restaurant.
Oh, that was a full thing there.
Uh-oh, he's seen one, huh? Had one, huh?
That was a full body down.
Nice.
But I didn't set the hook again.
That's the thing is, when you're bobber fishing, you have to be ready at all times.
Yeah, I keep looking at my feet or turning around.
Uh-huh. And that's part of the problem when I'm live streaming is I have to pay attention to the folks as well as live stream or fish, you know. to where you see you're fishing. I'm able to visit with them. They're watching you, and we're giving them tips, different things, and yeah, I get to sit here and visit with them. So it works out for me on this occasion.
Yeah.
Of course, I want to be fishing, but I don't get this opportunity very often.
That's true.
So.
I hope I'm not in your way. Or
No, you're not. I'm enjoying visiting with you guys. Well, you're doing the work.
Okay.
You're doing the work at this point. I would go ahead and just look at your depth, make sure it's at the depth that you want it at. Because sometimes when you're casting through the eyes like you're doing, it'll move your bobber stops.
Okay.
So. And if it's at the depth that you wanted it at, then it's more than likely a fish instead of the bottom. Then it's probably a fish then. Yeah. Go ahead. Two steelhead a day, and generally a steelhead's going to be over 20 inches, and then you can keep two of them over 20 inches a day, basically. They have declared steelhead being 16 inches as a steelhead, but you don't find no fin clip steelhead at that size. So to me, a steelhead's nothing inches, because you're just not gonna find a fin clipped under 20 inches, from my experience, you guys. So yeah, if it's 20 inches, it may or may not have a fin clip. Thanks for subbing, Truman, Grams. How you doing today? So yeah, a steelhead's going to be over 20 inches long, and it's not always going to have a fin clip, because the native fish are still here too, Josh. So just be aware that if you catch one over 20 inches, if it's got a adipose fin, you got to let it go. Yeah.
That's cool that they still run through here. I feel like that's less and less common.
All right, have fun, dear. Enjoy. Glad you could join us on the live stream. Come on, I want that bobber to go down, and I want you to catch a steelhead for these folks on YouTube. I would take a trout even,
Yeah.
Just
something.
Yeah, and the trout, the legal size for them are 18 inches. It's a slot. It's a slot, and you can only keep them until the end of the month, into October. Then it's just steelhead and white fish after October. Yep. Like the steelhead fishing down towards Maupin is open all year round, but the steelhead up here closes after the first of the year. So.
Really catch them all year round over there?
The earliest I've caught them down there is like, I think, July.
Okay, that's pretty early.
But I mean, I haven't seen any serious numbers in July, but I know they're there because those are what we're calling our summer steelhead, and that's what we're fishing for here. Summer steelhead. So what happens is they'll start coming up the river. They'll get to there about July, but they won't come up to here until about the middle of September is usually when we start catching them up here. But as you can see, we got one earlier this year. We got them, like the first week of September, because we got the rain. So I'm like, it's time to go steelhead fishing, I can always tell when it's time to go steelhead fishing in September. It's when we start getting some rain.
Yeah, we're supposed to get even more, I think, next week.
Yeah, which means the steelhead fishing is going to get better.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And then once it starts just getting cold, it's just going to straight out be good. So.
Yeah, it is still relatively warm out there.
It is. Hello from Ireland. How you doing?
Ireland.
I love it. My family history is from Ireland.
That's really cool.
Yeah. My dad's side of the family's history is from Ireland. So I always get excited when folks from Ireland decide to join us on a live stream or decide to watch my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He's got some salad on there. You guys want some salad? We got salad. Thanks for joining us, Ireland. Appreciate it. My dream is to go to Ireland someday and spend some time over there because that's where my family's heritage and background is from. That would be so awesome. Well, the still get large here too. They go out to the ocean and they get large, and that's where they get big at is the ocean. They swim out there. They live a couple years, 3 to 5 years out there, and then they come back and they're bigger and stronger than ever. I do like those bites where they just take it down and keep it under.
Yeah.
You know,
It's so much easier to see.
they're easier to get a good hook set on, but
Yeah.
those light bumps like that are exciting too.
Yeah.
Especially when I got my first steelhead on a light bite like that, I'm like, there's no freaking way,
Yeah.
no freaking way. And next thing you know, I'm reeling in a 27-inch steelhead. I'm like, oh, my bad. They have ladders. Like the ladder above us, the fish don't tend to run up for whatever reason. I don't know why the fish don't run up the ladder up above us, but they don't. But like to get to the ocean, they've got to go through a bunch of ladders and stuff like that to get to the ocean. And then how they get back up the river, I don't. They got to use ladders, but I don't know if they're the same ladders they went down on. I couldn't tell you guys. Because we got after the regulating dam, we have no more dams on this river, but like on the Columbia River, there's like what 3 dams on the Columbia River they got to go through to get to the ocean and come back. So I'm gonna take a couple casts. I'm gonna move over to that rock and I'm gonna let him reel in, and then no, go ahead and stay there. I'll move to that rock and then yeah. And then I'll cast behind you because you'll be in front of me. I don't mind casting behind you, dude. You're not taking my spot. This whole place is good fishing, dude. So please cast away. You have the bobber downs, and I'm like, maybe no, I didn't, because at least, if you get bumped, I'm not that I need to fix it on. If I'm getting bumped, you're not going to make me. See, I'm lighter than you, so I'm flowing on faster.
Yeah.
So, and we'll be all right. We'll be all right. See how I'm keeping up above my float, my line above my float? That's what you want. Yeah. And the lighting to the point to where I can't drift down as far because I'm not able to see my float anymore.
Starting to lose that.
Yeah. Just keep that in mind when you guys are float fishing for a steelhead. If you can't see the float, it does no good for it to go down. You can't see to set the hook, guys. And then I'll let him cast first, and then I'll cast after. Might do you something. that's one of the downsides to the addictor floats is they don't stay up out of the water enough to where you can really see it at low light distance.
Right.
I feel like if they made one that was a little lighter, I think it would stand up better in low light conditions. You know, because like you can see that I've used this for quite a while. It's all banged up. I mean,
Yeah.
I caught a few steelhead on that float.
That's funny.
I definitely did. I definitely did. Once you start hooking up on some of that bumps you're getting, then you're going to start building your confidence when you're going to find that depth you want. I can only tell you the depth I like, which is 3 to 6 feet. And I'm going to adjust, you know, I'm going to try something else. Especially if I've got a full day of fishing. I know I just know there's a fish there. I'm going to try as many different colors, many different lures as possible. Definitely do not recommend that you just fish jig and bobber all day. I definitely recommend the little boot drop 5 inches. But like that's like on a full day when you got this amount of hours spent. Gonna have to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little windy. I think I'm gonna have to get off this live stream, you guys, because it's starting to get a little windy. You know, I just don't want my tripod and phone to go in the water. But I'm glad you guys were able to join us, especially you from Ireland. Appreciate that, man.
Awesome.
I definitely want to get to Ireland someday because that's, like I said, my family's origination from, you know. So I definitely would like to go to Ireland and stuff like that. We don't have no contact to anybody that from there, but you know, still, it's just the fact that that's where we originated from was Ireland. Definitely would like to do that. So, y'all, that's Josh.
Take care, you guys. Take care.
This is G-Man. You know what I'm going to say. Remember to catch, kiss, and release fish once in a while. It ensures a future fishery for all. Till next time, this is G-Man Fishing, and we are out.